Welcome back to Up Front. I'm Kent Wainscott, sitting in today for Mike Goucher. And we're looking now at the future management of Great Lakes water. The Great Lakes Compact was an historic accord when it was established in 2008. 8 states, including Wisconsin, agreed to work together to manage and protect all 5 Great Lakes. The compact had just had its first real test with Waukesha's successful application to divert 8 million gallons of Lake Michigan water daily. We're talking about the compact now with WUWM environmental reporter Susan Bentz. Thanks very much for being with us today.
You bet, pleasure.
This was a compact that once it was agreed upon, everyone said the Waukesha approval shows that the compact works. Did the compact work as it should?
Well, I think time will tell, because the compact isn't designed to protect the Great Lakes, right? And to not stop diversions, but to really monitor that diversion closely. So Waukesha was the first application since it was, became the real deal. And we won't know until it unfolds whether it all holds together.
Yeah, kind of a surprising political resolution to this when you consider the fact that there were 8 states, Canadian provinces involved, Republican governors, Democratic governors, everybody came together on this.
Absolutely. It was intriguing. I know you watched as well, to watch the delegates spend hour after hour going through, minute parts. Should Waukesha actually get all of the water it thought that it needed to divert to serve surrounding communities? The delegates decided not, and to reduce that amount of water. So there was a lot of deliberation, and I'm sure lots of stuff behind that we didn't see.
And it was termed precedent setting.
Yeah.
It is the first, certainly, but does it open the door to others? Will there be others that follow? I know a lot of people have said, look, the bar has been raised so high that it's going to be difficult for anybody to do this.
And that could well be. I heard differences of opinion, as we find in so many areas. One, there's a group called the Great Lakes St. Lawrence Cities Initiative, and it's made up of mayors throughout the Great Lakes Basin, both Canadian and U.S. And that group is very concerned that there will be a flood of applications. Grant Trigger, who was one of the key delegates in all of the deliberation, he represents Michigan in the Compact Council. He thought very much otherwise. He thinks that Waukesha spent so much time and money to finally get the decision they hoped for, at least close to the decision they hoped for, that he thinks that will dissuade other communities from trying to apply. So I think we're really in a time will tell situation.
So the way this is going to work, Waukesha needs the water, they say, because of the radium levels in their wells.
And that's a real problem, obviously.
Something that they had to address. They're going to be buying the water from Oak Creek along the lake, pumping it out to Waukesha. That system has to be built. What has to happen, and how soon before Waukesha residents are drinking Lake Michigan water?
That's a good question. I checked in with Dan Dukniak because I wanted to be right on this information, and he's been very involved in this. He told me it will be 4 to 5 years before the residents are finally drinking Lake Michigan water. There's a series of state permits and authorizations that they have to meet, and that will take some time. Actually, the pipeline could begin construction, or workers can start construction by 2018, but again, he said it's going to be several years before it's all, turn it on and it's there.
And some of the most vocal critics come from Racine County. The mayor of Racine, for one, has said, we don't want the wastewater from Waukesha being filtered, pumped back through Racine as it will happen now along the Root River. Those concerns, some have said, are overblown, that it won't be as bad as those critics have played it out to be.
Yeah. Looking at both sides of the opinion in general, the Root River return was just one of the concerns raised by people. And it is one of the concerns that I've heard is that in this time of year, generally that flow is very low. So that would be quite a bit of a return coming from Waukesha each day. It's treated, of course, but how much of an impact will it have on a really low water level river with its ecosystem, and how will that play out? There's concern about that. Conversely, there's times when the river is high and there's some flooding in that wetland area that sort of services it. How will that impact things? So I think that those concerned who are looking at the health of the route for the Great Lakes are saying, okay, we're going to be watching to see how healthy this is for the ecosystem at large.
And the compact is designed to protect the lake. There's going to be an environmental impact, obviously, but There's also an economic impact. Isn't there a benefit for Waukesha and the surrounding communities?
Oh my gosh, yes. This is such a complicated issue, as you know. I mean, water is essential. We all need it. Waukesha needs a solution it can count on for coming generations. Then on the other side, people who are tuned into the Great Lakes and the estuaries are thinking, okay, how can we best protect our system? So balancing that is, you know, going to make for a lot of stories.
Susan Bentz, WUWM environmental reporter. Thanks very much for spending a few minutes with us today. And there's more to come on Upfront.
Next, the area lake that's hazardous to your health.